An AEW talent suffers a broken jaw and is pulled from future plans. Plus, a TNA star was backstage at Raw last night, and some huge WrestleMania 40 title matches have been added to the card. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. Take a look, if you will, at, bless him, Anthony Henry's jaw. Jeez.
That right-hand side of his face is just snapped, it would appear.
Just crushed there. Anthony Henry from the Workhorseman shared an X-ray with details on Twitter of a pretty grueling injury that's going to see him out of action for quite some time.
Yeah, he put out their update, absolutely gutted. In last night's match against Brian Keith, I took a knee strike that broke my jaw. The hashtag Workhorseman had some exciting things coming up, one of which was the AEW Tag Team Tournament, which we can now not be involved in. I will have surgery soon.
Gutted for the Workhorseman.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have gone too far in the tournament, but it feels like the sort of thing to showcase their talents. I mean, the big bowling boy, he's always fantastic. The big bowling boy, that's what I call him. JD Drake to everyone else.
But we like that one, though. Now, the injury didn't take place in an AEW ring. It's worth pointing out. It was actually part of a DPW event that took place in Berwyn, Illinois. AEW have yet to announce a replacement team for that tournament, but obviously we send our best wishes to Anthony Henry. That can take some time to get right with a broken jaw.
I wouldn't know, Tom. I've never had one.
Oh, from what
Luckily.
I had a mate of mine who broke his jaw, and he was a wrestler, and he said the scariest thing was getting back into training and taking a clothesline. Like, you were almost too anxious to hit a clothesline. Yeah. So part of the training was just getting people just to hit him with clotheslines, just to help him get over it. So we send, once you're ready, some nice healthy clotheslines to Anthony Henry. All the best to you, sir. Raw last night was a lively one in Houston, Texas, where a TNA star turned up backstage.
Flop dollar, some might know him as, but top dollar, AJ Francis, of the might know him as. He confirmed the news on Twitter himself, saying he was in Houston to see Bun B.
Bun B.
Not B Bun. Bun B. In concert initially. Bun B invited me to the show at the Rodeo Houston, so I pulled up to H-Town today. At the rental car spot, a fan told me Raw was in Houston. Everyone I saw was excited to see me, and that felt good.
So I mean, there's no bad blood with AJ Francis and Triple H, from what I can gather, from what I've heard from interviews, is that, you know, when the time is right, we might even see him back in the company.
Yeah, it's very good that he didn't know Raw was there and just thought, oh, Raw is there, I'll go and see me pals. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is all that, isn't it? I think we get so excited by the concept of, like, oh, there's going to be some scandal. What's he doing there? Like, just seeing me mates.
Yeah.
Just
literally people he travelled the world with for a couple of years there.
Yeah, I want to say hi. Speaking of people you've travelled the world with, a WrestleMania challenge has been thrown down with two people who know each other quite well.
They shared a womb. Jey Uso has challenged Jimmy Uso.
Airbnb's weird, isn't it?
I'll share it to the womb room. But yeah, Jey Uso has challenged Jimmy Uso to a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. This comes after months of back and forth between the two, Jimmy getting involved. I guess the most recent big one was the Intercontinental title match that Jey had with Gunther on Raw a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to sneeze. Elephant, elephant, elephant. Elephant, elephant, elephant. Elephant, elephant. And the sneeze is gone.
That's how you do it.
Jey told Jimmy to accept the challenge so he could, and I quote, knock the yeet out of your arse.
I like someone to transcribe this news video and just leave the elephants in, just to confuse the AI machines. Yeah, I mean, I think we might have done a video maybe 6 months ago where we predicted the Mania card, and even though there was nothing going on between the two, we thought Jimmy and Jey, star-crossed lovers, they're going to find each other.
Yeah, they've done well to keep the sort of flame burning while they've had them on separate rosters for the longest time. But yeah, it's a match that should happen at WrestleMania. It's worthy of that stage. I'm glad it is.
How do you feel they're going to work together? Because sometimes with tag teams, especially with brothers, sometimes and I'm sorry to throw shade on Matt and Jeff Hardy, I love your work, but it can go a bit Pete Tong, can't it?
Undertaker and Kane.
Their
matches were never as good as the build, were they?
It's always true.
I reckon you can just imagine a trampoline being in place of the wrestling ring for this one. I imagine they've had this match at least 100 times on a trampoline in a back garden somewhere.
Does Rikishi come out at some point and tell them the dinner's ready? Get inside, kids. Speaking of that Intercontinental title, the one that Jey went for, Jimmy started ringing that bell, ringing that bell. The title match for the IC belt has been determined for WrestleMania, and it wasn't what we expected.
No, not at all. Sami Zayn will challenge Gunther for the IC title at WrestleMania 40. Zayn, of course, came out on top on that gauntlet match that involved Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura. Chad Gable was also in there. Just the way they were building up Chad Gable, he always mentioned momentum, he mentioned his daughters. Now, it meant more. That was his tagline, yet he's not going to be there. As a stare down between Zayn and Gunther closed out the thingy before the thingy called WrestleMania. That's the
Or
thingy.
is he?
Ooh.
Or is he? Now, and forgive me if I've misread this, but I'm pretty sure Otis and Tozawa are in the qualifiers for the next match we're going to talk about.
Yep.
So Chad's not.
No.
And also, a few eagle-eyed people have pointed out on Twitter, so the whole finish was fantastic. Like, Sami Zayn was just fought right to the end. Ankle lock by Gable, roll up by Zayn, 3 count. A lot of people suggesting that Gable's shoulders weren't down. So I'm expecting during the contract signing with Zayn and Gunther for Gable to walk out and go, "If your grandfather was here, he'd be ashamed of you." We just run that back. A triple threat, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's got previous from last year's Call the Police triple threat. A little bit of a different vibe because the boys aren't as big and as meaty, but still it'd be fantastic all the same.
You might need to call the police regardless. And what of that tag match, what I just said? Well, there wasn't just the IC title match that was set in stone for WrestleMania. An absolute banger was teased as well.
The first ever, and I quote, 6-pack ladder match. Defendant the Judgment Day, of course, Finn Balor and Damian Priest defending against 5 tag teams that are TBA. There's going to be a series of matches. The most interesting of which for me is the Creeds versus DIY. One of those teams won't be going to WrestleMania.
Because you'd assume you could put them both in that match. Like, why would you choose one or t'other?
Because it's interesting, because DIY having good matches on Raw, but not necessarily getting the big pops that warrant the good matches they have. Or they're getting the pops they deserve off the back of those good matches. But the Creeds haven't really got going. But the Creeds are fantastic as well.
What could this be for WrestleMania?
I don't know.
Because you've got Creeds in there, and either them or DIY are going in. Obviously, you've got New Cat Republic, who are in the mix as well. Miz and R-Truth.
They have a foregone conclusion, I think.
I think they're the way you go.
Yeah.
I think this is a nice way of getting lots of tag teams on the card, but I think you maybe go with that one. Do you maybe throw a few teams together?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Let's
make
get the big boys. Veer and Sanga are in a match, aren't they, as well? So I think they're against R-Truth and Miz, aren't they? So they're not going to get there, which is a shame.
No, I'm up for it as well. So they are added to the WrestleMania card, and as well as those 2 matches, we've got Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship.
Io versus Bayley for the the WWE Women's Championship. Sorry, get the clarification right there.
On night 1, the main event will be Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins and Collins, versus The Rock and Roman Reigns, the Bloodline.
Yeah, the World Heavyweight title between Seth Rollins and Daddy Drew McIntyre.
And night 2, also Roman Reigns and Cody for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Great bit by Cody last night, where him and Michael Cole had a chat on Raw. Michael Cole addressed the elephant in the room, as far as I'm concerned, which is Seth's gonna turn on you, isn't he? And Cody was like, well.
It was a good promo.
I like they addressed it.
Cody's crying came to the fore because he's like, I've only got me mom left. I can only give her the title, everyone else is gone. Really good promo, though.
It was really...
I've really made that seem not as good as it was.
He just laughed at Cody. No, it was good. There's a lot of passion there, but to the point now where it's like, if he doesn't finish the story... What are we doing?
There might be riots inside that stadium in Philadelphia.
When we did Mania reactions last year, I remember when Roman won, I was the only one after a few minutes going, hang on a minute, let's let this breathe. Hang on. And the chat was furious with me. Yeah. Like, don't try and be nice about this. This year, I'll tell you this, right? If Cody doesn't win, I won't be nice about it because this absolutely has to happen now.
I thought you were going to say, like, if Cody doesn't win, I'll set myself on fire.
I will eat my hat. No, I won't eat a hat. We've played that game before and it gets very dangerous. Anything you want to plug?
Things are happening on the channel that are being shot today and in the future, so just keep watching for stuff that's going to happen.
There you go. And for the latest wrestling
I don't know
news.
what the schedule is, Tom. Things just happen, don't they? It's like jazz.
Jazz does happen. I was off yesterday. I don't know whether I missed a memo or something. I've not checked my emails yet. For the latest wrestling news throughout the day, of course, as well, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.